The man, Solomon Ehigiato Arase, described as a super cop who served as Inspector General of the Nigeria Police Force under two presidents, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari, has gone, as all mortals do, at age 69 on 31st August 2025. He was accomplished, rising through the ranks to become an Inspector General, a no mean feat. Rising from a minority group, Edo, he armed himself equally academically, first with a bachelor's degree in political science in 1980, and after that, a bachelor's degree in law from the University of Benin, a master's degree in law from the University of Lagos, topping it all with a doctorate degree. Born 21st June 1956, he joined the police force on 1st December 1981. While in the police force, he served in various capacities, including being the Commissioner of Police in Akwa Ibom State. He served as the Principal Secretary to a former IG, Tafa Balogun, at the Louis Edet House, as well as serving in Intelligence Gathering Unit as an Assistant Inspector General. He is a Fellow of the Nigerian Defense Academy and has served in Namibia during a United Nations peacekeeping operation. He retired from the force on 21st June 2016, aged 60, the mandatory age for retirement. He was simply nearly as busy post-retirement as he was in service. One of his first post-retirement assignments was serving as the chairman of a task force responsible for implementation of a state anti-community development association law in Edo State. He dedicated his post-retirement majorly to legal practice undertakings, security consultancy with the Office of the National Security Advisor, the European Center for Electoral Support, the Human Rights Center at the University of Oslo, public speaking and research. He's a member of the Committee on the Prevention of Torture in Geneva, Switzerland. And to cap his police service career, he was appointed chairman of the Nigeria Police Service Commission by President Muhammadu Buhari. To have served in two capacities under Buhari, Buhari must have seen some special qualities in him. To prove it, as Arase was retiring, Buhari said in a private conversation with his special advisor, "I'm sorry to see Arase go. Such a brilliant and efficient IG. I wish he had stayed longer with me. A big loss, as he had to retire according to the law." Others saw him as a police officer and spoke glowingly of him, like Senator Hege Uzame.
When I first met him was when I was a member of Senate Committee on Police Affairs, and he was, I think, AIG, thereabout. And we interacted, and I wonder why so close to our age, and I really didn't know him at that time. Ever since then, we formed a relationship. Arase is a man of a strong character, strong Benin man, and I'm fully aware of the number of Benis or Edo indigenes that he puts in police.
Honorable Razak Bello Osage speaks of his scholarliness and his rise even in legal practice was a life bencher.
He was globally referred to as a super cop. He went everywhere to enrich others in the system, particularly as an intelligence officer who was invited everywhere worldwide to deliver papers. Late IGP Solomon Arase CFR was very scholarly. He was an author, quite a few books, which has enriched our knowledge of the police and other areas of our human endeavor. Of course, you know that he was also a life bencher and who had a very deep knowledge of our legal jurisprudence. He contributed very strongly to the development of the society through his relationship with organizations, particularly the Benin Consultative Forum, to which I am a member, and of course the Director of Publicity of the Pan-Benin Nation organization. It will be sorely missed.
Senator Roland Owiye speaks of his motivation, of his personality and influence Two well-known Benin indigents got into the force, notably Arase, who later rose to become a DIG, and Prince Magnus Eweka. Aside this influence, we were comments on the man's character in the force. As an innovator, he was an intellectual and a very disciplined man. As an IG, Senator Roland Uwe says he was detribalized.
Because of him, Arase and Uncle Eweka were in the police force, that I was interested in the police. But I was there for 2 weeks. I got packed out when Papa Arase being today was a commandant in the police college in Kenya. Our son Arase, as a matter of fact, Arase did not PAIG for only one tribe. Created beauty across board. He was compassionate, was detribalized, and yet he knew his tribe.
Chief Owen Obaseki knew the man closely and could speak laudably of IG Arase.
Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his message, if you can go back to read what he said about Arase, who was the 18th Inspector General of Police. His reforms in the Nigerian police force remained unbeatable. He spent a very short time there. He served 2 presidents, he served Goodluck Jonathan, served Buhari. But the time he spent there was a very remarkable time. And its impact will be felt for generations to come.
Senator Nede Maswen shared his thoughts on the former Inspector General of Police as a police officer.
If you ever met him at all, you will know a gentleman. He's an officer and a gentleman in the practical use of those words. You see him and you know he can't even hurt a fly. The look in his eyes, his mien, his courage exudes confidence and assuredness. He will be greatly missed.
Outside his force life, many prominent Benin sons and daughters knew Dr. Egiato Arase and could speak of him intently.
Dr. Solomon Egiato Arase, he was not only a senior brother to me, he was a mentor, a friend, and the loss of him in I came up that day. It was a sad day for Nigeria, Oredo, and Benin City. Because we not only lost somebody, we lost someone that was an icon in the Benin community, and he had really done a lot of reforms as the former Inspector General in the police force, and when he was now the chairman, Police Service Commission, really brought a lot of our people, because he's from Oredo, and I represent Oredo. He brought in and employed a lot of people from Oredo. So we not only lost someone from the nation, we lost a son from the Oredo Federal Constituency.
Honorable Valentine Aswen knew him as a family friend.
Arase is a family friend, someone that is loved by the Edo people, Edo nation, a man that I'm proud of. Looking at his service in the police commission and wherever, a highly respected police officer from cadet to IG. So made us proud as a man, and painful that we lost to the HM. Arase is a man with courage, very respected, like I said, and with very quality character, well brought up, that inspired a lot of younger ones like us, and it's painful that we lost an Edo man of his kind.
And because he was such an intimate person, Chief Owen Obaseki remembers him and is still in shock on his demise. Not only is he in shock, but he describes him as a great Iroko who has fallen, an Avankora person, very approachable.
As we speak, I'm still in shock
I believe I'm one of the very few people that saw him alive. And I also believe that I'm also one of the very last people that snapped a photograph with him. Because we were together in Morocco for a function 21st, 22nd of August. You know, when I walked into the place, I didn't see him. The wife beckoned on me to say Arase was there, and I walked up to him. You know, great man. So we hugged, we laughed, snapped photographs, and we even discussed his 70th birthday, which was to come up June 21st, 2026. I wrote a personal tribute to him, which I titled A VAB Soul, Great Iroko Has Fallen.
When the news came, at first I thought it was a joke, because prior to that, a friend who is his cousin, or cousin-in-law, so to speak, he had invited me to an event in Lagos for the birthday of one of the freedom wife. And I really wanted to go, but I couldn't go because I was traveling 2 days after that event. And so when I got to my destination, just barely 3 days or thereafter, I got a message from somebody in Benin that Solomon Arase had passed on.
And speaking of his contribution to the Edo nation, Senator Roland Owe describes him as a great son, a wonderful personality, compassionate and humble.
It's an achievement of a good-hearted person. He brought a lot of innovation. Highly intellectual. He appeared in the police. He brought discipline. And from what I heard and read, he was compassionate. He was clear. There was no concentration.
Razak Bello Osadie saw him as an accomplished police officer who was committed to institutional reforms, and above all, he was the convener of the Benin Consultative Forum and a man committed to the prosperity and development of the Edo nation.
The late Inspector General of Police was very humane. He had a ubiquitous relationship with humanity through so many interventions. He was an accomplished police officer who was totally committed to institutional reforms. The late Arase was the convener of the Benin Consultative Forum, BCF, a pan-Benin nation organization that was committed totally to reforms, to development, prosperity, and progress of the Benin nation through a number of initiatives that he introduced.
Dr. Paddy Yamu, the Commissioner for Education in Edo State, remembers his formation of the security architecture of the nation and being a kind-hearted and humble man.
He did well in the police force to strengthen the security architecture across Nigeria, formulated several programs and policies that will help to enhance security architecture in the nation. And those who were close to him will agree with me that he was a very kind-hearted man and very humble and always ready to help whenever you meet him for any assistance.
And now, for all he has lived and contributed, how do we keep him in our memory? How do we immortalize the man? Dr. Paddy Yamu spoke of continuing his culture, his programs, and accompanying his humility.
Let's continue to imbibe the culture and the policies, the programs that he enacted while he was still with us, and for some of us who knew him, let's copy some of his humility, his willingness to help and all that. I think with that, by so doing, he would have kept his memory even amongst us as we go along.
It will come a time, I think we're on research now. Me personally, I tend to try and move a motion for some of all these iconic structures in the federation. They can immortalize him. The name is a household name, and it's a name that really shows upright for the police force. So it's something that we can push for the executive to do. I think it would be a good one for us to immortalize the name of Solomon Ejiato Arase.
Chief Owen Obaseki speaks of further empowering and sustaining the Solomon Arase Foundation.
As far as I'm concerned, Arase has immortalized himself. If you go through the Solomon Arase Foundation, the number of lives he has affected, that is how you know a great man. The lives they affect, not by building antenna houses here and there, but by having the best cars. No. How many lives they impacted? Arase gave hundreds of people scholarships. Medical doctors, engineers, lawyers, some have graduated, some are still in school. And I do hope that the family will continue with the Solomon Ejiato Arase Foundation.
Senator Ehige Uzame thinks the state government should lead the way with something tangible to immortalize the man, a process which has already begun.
I think the state government should do something to immortalize him by naming something very important after his name. While we, that's now this side of earth, should pick some good character in him about humility and the ability to help the next person. Arase was always to allow people to lean on his shoulders. I think that is what is important. What he left behind, the legacy we are talking about now. And it is that legacy that the children will inherit.
Senator Roland Owie thinks he should be immortalized in whatever way their donation thinks should be done, especially through a foundation.
To keep memory alive by the grace of God, the way I see it, first the memory definitely will be alive because a man who died in Christ and the Blessed Virgin Mary, the memory will not be extinguished. He's going to heaven. Whatever can we do to set up, he has started it. It's like he has a number of other foundations. It is for us, for everybody, to see what we can do to support the foundation he left behind, so that his name, apart from remaining, so that whatever he has been doing will continue to be done.
Honorable Valentine Aswan thinks his life should serve as an inspiration.
He inspired a lot of the younger ones, and I believe that's the only way we can immortalize him, to look at his service on earth and see how that service can also encourage a lot of us and be inspired by his contributions to nation building. So I feel that we, as the younger ones, will have to uphold his legacies.
Indeed, like Honorable Valentine Aswan says, that is what we can. For such a man who was devoted to the nation, a philanthropist, a generous giver, an ardent Nigerian. Former Inspector General Solomon Ejiato Arase, CFR, came. He achieved much. He conquered. He goes home in a blaze of glory.